game. Any bat? Switch. He's a switch hitter. Yeah. It's a guy that you can count on in any position to execute. And that award goes to
this guy.
Strathaway.
This guy.
He played first, he played second, he played short. You played everywhere for us, Strathaway. You were awesome.
I never played.
Yeah, I have this one.
You got the next one.
I have this one. The name of this award. And you can tell by just looking at these guys who's going to win this award. Because this is the most coachable. And it's pretty obvious who's going to win this award. It was also for the adults here. Barry and I conferred, and we also call it the Who's Eligible to Date Our Daughters in about 7 years. And it was down to about 3 guys. And the 3 guys were Scotty, JW, and the gentleman who wins this award. But after hearing more from those fathers, John Sr., Scott Sr., they're disqualified. So I just want to say thank you to this particular player who makes, for a guy who volunteers his time, we're not getting paid. Will, thank you.
All right, Tyler.
Hey, Riley, sit down. Hey, we got 3 more. Okay, so the next awards, how many people know who Dan Wilson is? Who is he? Dan Wilson was a catcher for the Mariners. But besides being a catcher,
Sit down.
hey, besides being a catcher, Dan Wilson was one of the nicest guys that ever played for the Mariners because besides playing catcher, he also had some charities, he helped kids. But what people loved about Dan Wilson is that every pitcher wanted him to catch when they pitched. So when Lou Piniella came over to be the head coach of the Mariners, there was this young guy whose name was Dan Wilson that all the old veteran pitchers always wanted to pitch. When it was their turn to throw, they wanted to throw to Dan Wilson because he set up really nicely behind the plate and he called the great game. So J-Dub, when I think about someone who does that on our team and what you did today setting up for the pitchers, this is the Dan Wilson award.
Awesome.
Good job, buddy. Okay, I got one more. This is a special one for me because
There's 3 more to go. Guys, there's 3 more awards.
this was pretty good because I actually saw him walking to school today with his sister and his dad.
Of course it is.
And I looked at him and he was really focused because I knew what a big day it was today.
Maybe only him.
So, Jaden, there's a guy that plays for the Mariners who's number 51. Jaden Johnson, sit down. So Jaden, what is good about Ichiro and you is that Ichiro has been an all-star for 9 consecutive years since he came to the United States to play for the Mariners. He shows up every day, but you know what? He does it differently all the time. Sometimes he gets on base by out-hustling a play. Sometimes he makes a great defensive play, but he's got a great attitude every time he goes out. So thanks for being the Ichiro of our team.
All right, Jaden.
Good job, buddy. Good job. All right. So, there's somebody who's not holding the baseball, right?
Yep, there's one
That's me.
Not one person's not holding the baseball, right? Where is he? So, if you guys have come out to our practices, especially at the beginning of the year, I mean, there was one thing I kept screaming to both Elias and Max over and over and over again was no Derek Jeter. No Derek Jeter.
No, Derek.
And the reason is because the only thing these guys ever see on SportsCenter is Derek Jeter throwing off his back foot or throwing off the wrong foot or jumping in the air making some ridiculous play. What they don't see is that 98% of the time Derek Jeter is a rock-solid shortstop who just gets it done. But thinking about that, I wanted to bring in the Derek Jeter Award for a totally different reason.
And baseball is a sport where you don't really have a captain necessarily. Sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. The Yankees are a particularly important baseball team in the history of baseball. And in their history, they've only had 13 captains in 100 some years. And really in the modern era, since Gehrig. He was, but then he wasn't. He was, and then they took him off the captaincy. Babe Ruth wasn't a captain kind of guy. He was kind of a crazy guy. But really, since Gehrig, there's only been 7 captains of the Yankees, all right? And the captain of the Yankees is a pretty big honor. It's a guy who who plays with the right level of intensity, who plays with the right level of commitment, who gets it done on the field, but is also a leader of the team and in the dugout. And so I'm proud to give Elias the Derek Jeter Award. Good job.
All right. Way to go.
And I got one more ball.
There's one more ball.
There's one more ball, gang.
And the name of this award, guys.
This is the most valuable player award. All right, now sit down. Sit down. Guys, sit down.
Brandon, sit down, please.
Sit down now. Now, I think there's one member of the team. Everything really started to come together for the Braves when one member of the team started to really groove. And I can't really think of anyone else who deserves the most valuable player award than this person, because the truth is that there's few decisions I make as a coach that really have an impact. But the one decision I made as a coach that really had an impact on this team was firing my brother and firing Barry as the coach relief pitchers. So the most I do have one more thing. I want to say thank you to all of you guys. You were awesome. This was a great season. You know, I was really proud of you guys, and you all got better. And you know, at the beginning of the season, we said we were going to measure our success by sportsmanship, by effort, by hitting, by fielding, by throwing. I think we improved in all of those dimensions. So I'm super proud of you guys. I think it was a successful season. I also want to thank all the parents. I couldn't have done it without all of you guys. When we were pulling the team together, unlike most of the coaches, I wasn't really too sure like what the players were going to be about, but I always wanted, you know, the kind of all-parent team. And we were lucky to get J-Dub back again this year. We got a great crew of parents. You guys were awesome. So thank you to all of you for all the contributions you made. One thing I want to add though is, you know, first of all, Ed was threatening to retire last year. And Ed first of all tells you he's not a good baseball coach. He doesn't know anything, which is ridiculous. It really wasn't about me. It's like I want to really call out Ed and Barry for the work they did with the team. You know, one of the things that was so great, you know, you saw Ed make that adjustment with Brandon, and he's entirely responsible for Brandon's hitting. I mean, Barry with the whiffle drills and with the grabbing a bat drill, getting the guys' bats moving. It also allowed me to really focus on the battery and focus on the pitchers, which gave every kid a chance to really learn how to pitch. So I really appreciate it. Ed was going to quit. I didn't know what to do. Fortunately, Barry stepped up. And Ed and I have a little present for Barry because
Because without you, I'm not here today. We'll get in a second. I got one more thing. I just want to thank my brother. Because just when you thought the emails couldn't get any longer. You couldn't think the passion could get any deeper. I'm afraid I've heard some of this material before, and I don't want him to recycle anything. So I got him a book that came out called The Baseball Codes. And I'm hoping, you know, if this happens again, I continue to coach with you. I'm only doing it if you're doing it, just so you know. Because you are the best baseball coach on the island, and nobody seems to know it.
We're all on the same team.
But you have new material for us to